The Shepherd Boy and the King. Long ago, in a faraway kingdom, surrounded by green hills and wide meadows, there lived a humble shepherd boy named Aaron. Every day, Aaron took his flock of sheep up the hills, guiding them to fresh grass and cool streams. Though he was young, he was strong, hardworking, and very curious about the world. One bright morning, while Aaron was playing his flute under a tall oak tree, he saw a group of soldiers riding toward him. They wore shining armor and carried banners with the royal crest. Aaron quickly stood up, bowing politely as they stopped. The captain of the soldiers spoke. "Shepherd boy, His Majesty the King has heard of your wisdom and cleverness. He invites you to the royal palace." Aaron was surprised. "The king wants to see me." He had never even been near the palace gates before. Nervously, but also with excitement, he followed the soldiers. At the palace was more magnificent than Aaron had ever imagined. Golden pillars, sparkling chandeliers, and long red carpets decorated the halls. At the far end sat the king on his throne, wearing a crown that glittered with jewels. The king smiled warmly at the boy. "Welcome, young shepherd. I have heard people say that though you are poor, you are honest and wise. I wish to test your character." Aaron bowed deeply. "Your Majesty? I will do my best." The king then gave him a strange instruction. "For as long as you stay in my palace, you may eat at my table, walk through my gardens, and enjoy every comfort. But there is one rule you must obey. You must never open the small wooden chest that sits in my chamber. It is forbidden." Aaron promised, "I will obey, my king." The temptation. Days passed. Aaron ate delicious food, learned from the palace teachers, and wandered through the gardens full of roses and fountains. But every time he walked past the king's chamber, he saw the small wooden chest sitting on a table. It was plain, not decorated with jewels, and that made it even more mysterious. Why would the king forbid me from opening such a simple chest? Aaron thought. At first, he tried to ignore it, but curiosity grew inside him like a restless fire. One evening, when no one was around, Aaron tiptoed into the chamber. He looked at the chest. His heart beat fast. Just a quick peek. No one will ever know. He lifted the lid. Inside, he found an old shepherd's cloak and a wooden staff, worn from many years of use. Aaron frowned. This? Just old clothes. Why would the king guard these so carefully? Before he could close the chest, a deep voice spoke behind him. The king's lesson. It was the king. He had been watching quietly. Aaron's face turned pale. He fell to his knees. "Forgive me, your majesty. I broke your rule. I let curiosity overcome me." The king walked to the chest and gently touched the cloak. "My boy," the king said, "long ago, before I became ruler, I, too, was a shepherd. This cloak and staff remind me of where I came from. They keep me humble, reminding me to serve my people with kindness. I forbade you from opening this chest, not because the contents were valuable in gold, but because I wanted to see if you could respect authority and obey rules, even when your curiosity tempted you." Aaron bowed his head, ashamed.
"I understand now, Majesty."
A rule is not always about what we gain, but about trust and respect. The king helped Aaron to his feet. Exactly. A wise person knows that respecting rules is the foundation of peace in any kingdom. The reward. Though Aaron had failed, the king saw honesty in his apology. Instead of punishing him, the king said, "You are young, and all young hearts are tempted. But you admitted your mistake. That shows courage. Go back to your hills and your flock. And remember this lesson. Respect for authority and rules is what keeps both shepherds and kings safe." Aaron returned to his sheep, carrying the king's words in his heart. From that day forward, whenever he felt tempted to break rules, he remembered the wooden chest and the wisdom it had taught him. Moral of the story. Respecting authority and following rules may not always seem important at first, but rules exist to guide us, protect us, and build trust. Just as the shepherd boy learned from the king, true wisdom comes from humility and respect.